Hello, so I want to talk to you about NEAT, N-E-A-T. It's a form of exercise or a way of burning calories, and it stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, so this is the calories that we burn just by going about our daily business. So all the times that we're moving and doing things besides doing our structured 1 hour a day, half an hour a day of actual exercise. Okay, so things that could be classed as NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, could be things like your cooking and cleaning, going shopping, carrying your shopping, playing with the kids, just I'm talking about in the house, just being down on the floor playing puzzle games or something like that, rather than maybe going out to the park and playing football, which could be considered more structured exercise. So just the normal stuff that you do with kids, you know. Playing a musical instrument. Do any of you play music? So that's a really good one. So, you know, if you're playing a guitar or, I don't know, playing a flute or something, you know, you're moving, things are moving, and all of that is burning calories. And even fidgeting, which is something I do a lot. You can see even now I'm not jiggling backwards and forwards. I don't stand still very much. And all of that burns extra calories, okay? It can burn up to 2,000 extra calories per day. Okay, if you bear in mind that the average calorie burn for a woman is 2,000 calories, so you can effectively double that just by moving about and keeping yourself moving all day long. Okay, and I have done it between doing some working up in my steps. And just being in a situation through work really where I've been on my feet and I've been moving around for anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day, I have seen my calorie burn go up into the 4,000s without doing any structured exercise. Okay, so it is possible. If you bear in mind that doing structured exercise, even if you were to do an hour or 40-minute session of high intensity interval training, you would likely burn somewhere between about 400 and 600 calories. So 2,000 calories through NEAT is a big win, yeah? And you won't even get out of breath. You might feel tired at the end of the day. So I've given you some examples of what is included in NEAT. What other examples can we think of? How can we think about incorporating movement into our lives? Bearing in mind, we're all busy, we're super busy. I consider myself to be a very busy person. So how do we find time to build these things in? Well, we've got to make it part of what we do. So things like using the stairs instead of the escalators, yeah. I guarantee you, especially once you've done it a few times and you get a little bit better at it, you'll get up the stairs quicker than the escalators anyway, yeah. Particularly if you're one of these people and you work in London or you commute a lot and you use those big long escalators in the tube stations. Oh, they take forever, don't they, standing there. They could be up those stairs, back down and back up again before that escalator gets up there. So if we're talking about saving time, get off the escalator, get on the stairs, get up them, yeah. Great way to burn an extra couple of calories, and that's muscle building as well, yeah, working those quads, working the glutes. If you're at home, especially if you're working at home, think about how you're working. So are you sitting at a desk, are you sitting at a laptop, yeah? Could you swap your chair out for a yoga ball? Okay, so when you're sitting on the yoga ball, even when you think you're sitting still, your body is constantly making very minor adjustments to keep you on balance, and all of that is burning calories, burning extra energy. Do you even need to be sitting down? Could you stand up? Okay, even if it's not all days, are there times where you're making phone calls or doing other bits and pieces that don't necessarily require you to be in a sitting position at your laptop? Yeah, if you're maybe sending some text messages or something like that, could you do that standing up, walking around while you text? If you're reading a report or something like that, you know, could you open that email on your phone rather than on your laptop? You know, depending on if you're on your iPad, is it something that you could pick up? Even your laptop, is it something that you could just hold? And even if you're just in your living room, just moving like I'm moving now, you don't have to do big circuits of the living room, but just standing and just moving a little bit. Okay, when you're watching telly, could you do that? What else? What else? So we think about getting off the bus stop early, or maybe walking to a further bus stop away, and might even get you a better seat on the bus, mightn't it? On the train, could you stand up? I know these things are a little bit trickier at the moment with COVID, but could be possible. I asked you during the week whether you've got activity monitors, whether you've got Apple Watches, Fitbits, apps on your phone, this kind of thing. I want you to look at them, okay? I don't know whether you've been using them at the moment, whether you're keeping a track of your activity. I know I look at mine regularly, and I'm very aware. Not always so much on how many steps that I do, but I am very aware of how many calories I burn. So if your tracker shows how many calories you burn per day, not just your active calories, but your total calories, that's a great thing to keep a check on. And I want you to increase it. I want you to increase it by 10%. Okay? So look at what you're doing now. 10% extra every single day. It's going to make a massive difference. If you haven't got the calorie counter, go on the steps. Obviously, the thing that we all know is, oh yeah, we need to do our 10,000 steps. Does it have to be 10,000? No. Who said 10,000? Is this medically proven? Is it evidence-based? No. The people that came up with 10,000 as a number were the people that invented pedometers. Yeah, so pedometer was invented first. They come up with that, and they were like, well, you know, how are we going to sell it? What are we going to say? We know it counts steps, but you know, we need to give people a target, and they pretty much just plumped 10,000 steps out of the air, so that it gives you plenty of time to wear that pedometer. All right. So I'd be happy to see you do 5,000. It depends what you're doing. It depends if we've got that neat activity. You may not even need 5,000. Okay. Some days I can be less. I can be 3,000 because I'm at home, and it's very difficult to do a lot of steps when you're at home. But it's not difficult to keep moving. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Just even things like tapping your toes. So if you're standing in the queue in Tesco's, you know, you can just be doing this against that kind of fidgeting thing. You can swap from foot to foot. And even one thing I do is I stand on one leg quite a lot. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do stalk mode. You can just be in your queue at Tesco's, and if you just pop a foot behind, it looks like you've got your toes on the floor. You can just take those toes off, so they're just kind of resting on the back of your heel, and you can just try that. Might take some practice to not be doing this, but again, it's something you can do at home if you're on the phone, and if you're standing working on your laptop. Just try it. Just get onto one leg when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, when you're cooking your dinner, all of those kind of things. Talking of cooking, talking of cleaning, things like that. Stick music on, get dancing, yeah, get a little bit more energy into that cooking, you know, shake those pans around, you know, get into the hoover and get a little bit of action going on. These things really do make a difference, really do, up to 2,000 calories per day. Okay, so I'm asking you to increase your calorie burn 10%, okay, and the temptation might be, oh, she's told me I've got to get these numbers up, so I'm going to do 10 burpees or 10 squats, or, you know, every time I do this, I'm going to do some lunges. So that's not really what I'm asking you to do, because that's going back to structured exercise again, which is great, okay, and I call those exercise snacks, yeah? You do little snacks of exercise throughout the day, and that's great as well. But this is just about the really little things that don't even feel like exercise, okay? And just really just increasing the amount of time you're on your feet, the amount of time that you're just moving around. Another good thing to do, if you're not standing, you're not sitting on your stability ball, sit on the floor, okay? So when I'm watching telly, I come down onto the floor. You may need a cushion, something a bit soft under your bum to start with. But even then, when you're down, and you will find that you're always moving. So I'm here, and then I might be here, and then I'm around here. But I'm constantly moving when I'm on the floor, because it isn't that comfortable. It does get better, but you do need to move a lot more compared to when you're sat in the sofa. When I sit in the sofa, I tend to be slumped down in the corner, and I can quite happily stay in that one position for the whole duration of a film. I'm on the floor, I'm moving all the time. Okay, so neat activity. Think about, I've asked you to use the stairs to get off the bus one stop early, to park a little bit further away, things like that, okay? And we always think to ourselves, oh, I'm in a rush, I'm in a rush, I'm in a rush. Stop and think to yourself, am I actually really in a rush? Because I know I get stuck in that mindset. I think I'm a pretty busy person, and I feel like there's always something that I need to be doing. There's somewhere I need to be. So I'm always, I've got to go to Tesco's, I've got to get in, got to get out, got to get out, got to get moving. When I actually stop to think about it, I think, well, actually, all I've got to do is I'm going to go home, and I'm probably going to sit on the sofa for a bit, and then I'm going to cook dinner. So is that really stopping me from parking 50 meters away? Yeah, those extra 2-3 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes. Have I really not got 5 minutes? Really? Yeah, so have a little think about it. Yeah, are you really, really that busy? How much time are you spending rushing around just so that you can get back indoors? And actually, you haven't got that much to do indoors. And especially if you've got kids, because kids hate being indoors anyway. And we're rushing around, rushing, oh, come on, and we don't let the kids look at anything. Come on, we ain't got time for that, ain't got time for that. We get them back indoors, and then the kids are bored, and then we're trying to entertain them. We could have been entertaining them, letting them look at the thing they wanted to look at. Okay, so think about those kind of things. And I want you to think about being active every single day. So again, it's not structured exercise necessarily, just be active. How can you move more? All right, so I'm going to challenge you. I want you to put on the WhatsApp group and just come up with as many ideas as you can for ways that we can increase our NEAT, our non-exercise activity thermogenesis, the number of calories we burn through the day without structured exercise. Put on the WhatsApp group any ideas you can think of to help the group, help everybody else, help yourselves. Ideas how we're going to get this calorie burn up by 10%. Okay, I'm going to trust you with your numbers. You don't have to tell me what your calorie burn is at the moment. You can if you want to, if it makes you, if it helps you to feel accountable. You can put it in the WhatsApp group, or you can send it to me privately. But I'm not going to make you do that, so it's up to you. But I do want you to increase it by 10%. If you don't know how to work out 10%, then you can message me privately and I'll work it out, tell you what your number needs to be. Yeah, let's get involved. Let's get the ideas out there and let's help each other. Okay? And I'll see you in the week.